Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue. Coming up today, we're going to meet Tina Gregor. Who's Tina Gregor? She is the chairwoman of GAP's J. Wood Platt Caddie Scholarship Fund. It has raised thousands of dollars for caddies when it comes to providing them with college scholarships. Also, we're going to be at Laurel Creek in South Jersey. Recently, that venue hosted the PGA Reach Pro-Am. So, Tina Gregor and the PGA Reach Pro-Am coming up next here on Inside Golf. The 27th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf, the First Tee of Greater Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, and Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia section of the PGA.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality, a chance to be part of a team, a career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
Parking is free!
Hey! $4! Yes!
With so many affordable things to do in Montgomery County, PA, go ahead, freak out.
The Golf Association of Philadelphia. Founded in 1897, GAP is the nation's oldest regional or state golf association. We serve amateur golf in Eastern PA, Southern New Jersey, and all of Delaware. GAP welcomes all golfers, junior or senior, male or female, public or private. Join the Golf Association of Philadelphia today. Our mission is always to preserve, protect, and promote the great game of golf. Before you tee it up, look us up. Visit gapgolf.org to find out more.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. Recently in Huntington Valley, GAP's Marty Emino talked to Tina Gregor about her work as the chairwoman for the J. Wood Platt Caddie Scholarship Fund. What a fund it is, what it does to help caddies get college scholarships. Well, here's Marty with the story.
Thanks, Harry. Marty Emino here along with a special guest today, Tina Gregor.
Thank you.
Chairwoman of the J. Wood Platt Caddie Scholarship Trust. We're sitting in the William Hyman III room here at Huntington Valley. Championship history, championship golfer, great man. But Tina, let's talk about you for a little bit here. You started with the trust in 2008.
I did, yes.
You were the first female Platt trustee. Just talk about how you got to that point.
Yes, I had a very interesting lunch invitation from Bill Weinmayer, Dave Junkin, Jack Wolford, and Jack Endicott. Really did not know why I was joining them for lunch, and they shared with me that it would be great for the trust to have a female on the board. They knew how enthusiastic I was about golf and how I loved to walk, and certainly enjoyed walking with caddies, so they thought it would be a good fit, and that's how it started.
Little nervous being the first woman. What was your take?
I certainly was very nervous to join the board, and perhaps more nervous in how I would make contributions. Felt it was important, and I was certainly eager to find a way to make contributions. And Bill Weinmayer and I decided that perhaps the best way to start was with a fundraiser, and that's how Dawn to Dusk came about. Because I felt like I might not be able to do the networking that maybe some of the gentlemen around the table were able to do in business and whatnot. But Dawn to Dusk seemed like a great way for me to make an impact.
I know Dawn to Dusk has moved aside, per se, in the fundraising process right now, but
clubs do it differently today, but back then it was a one-day event, and we would invite a variety of clubs, and many clubs, it became the way they gave. You know, they hadn't given to the trust prior to being invited into Dawn to Dusk. And sometimes we had 18, 20, 25 teams. Raised a lot of money in the 10 years that we did it in that format. and very proud of that.
Yeah, one of the last years, I believe, was at North Hills with the solar eclipse.
Yes.
If you remember
Yes.
that when that
Yes,
happened.
absolutely.
So let's fast forward to 2017. You get the call to be chairwoman. A lot more responsibilities.
Sure.
What's your take when you get that kind of call?
Well, I certainly was prepared for it after serving with John Warner as vice chairwoman. That being said, we were really moving in a great direction at the Trust to expand our mission, and we wanted to keep that forward momentum to do more for our scholars. We have phenomenal young men and women that support the way we love to play the game by keeping the oldest tradition in golf alive, caddying. And so, since 1958, we've been helping them find a path to college, but we wanted to do more for them. And the Empower program was something that we had been talking about during my time as vice chair, but really putting that into making that a formal program where we created a mentoring program and we're able to help our young men and women identify internships and formalize the things that had been happening on the golf course between golfers and scholars all these years, but put that into a formalized program.
All right, could you tell us a little bit about the Women's Endowment Initiative?
Certainly. So this coming year will be our 4th year. Billy Ruby and Buddy Aiken came to us with a great idea to have an event that would help us raise $50,000, and it would recognize the impact and the contributions that women make with the game. We certainly have many more young women caddying, and that day allows us to celebrate the growth of diversity within our program, certainly raise money, and it also connects us with our corporate partners and a different type of donor and stakeholder of the Trust. So we're very proud of the Women's Endowment and the initiative, and we're excited that this coming summer will be our 4th year.
So we're helping kids in the golf course, or caddies specifically on the golf course. But then last year, we decided Jaywood Platt could do more. Could you touch a little bit about the Service to Golf initiative?
Actually, that is as much of a result of GAP's growth as it is to our expansion. You could perhaps even speak more exacting on how GAP has grown. And our caddy clubs have often been more in this, Philadelphia region where as GAP has grown, we wanted to identify ways to support youth at clubs where there is not a caddy program. So we now allow for clubs where youth is supporting, we say touching the clubs, getting them from the car, cleaning them, picking the range. Those young men and women that are working in the game of golf, but not at a caddy course, could apply for our scholarship. It's not the same grant, but it nonetheless supports them and their goals.
Yeah, let's just take a pause here for a second. If we could touch, for those of you who don't know, that the Platt Caddie Scholarship really helps those with a financial need.
100%. 100%. So we have a formula, and that financial formula allows us to determine when our scholars have need when they're thinking about going off to college. So our grants are not the same for every scholar. Our average grant is approximately $7,500. Our max grant is $10,000. But we have young men and women that we give a $1,500 grant to. And we're proud of our students and our scholars. Most of them have above a 3.5 GPA, and they finish college within 4 years. We check in on them on a regular basis, and they are really participating more and more because of our Empower program. We know our scholars better today than we ever have.
190-ish, correct?
And we've, you talked about our expansion. One of the reasons we did a lot of work on the caddy development side and our connection to youth organizations like Snyder Golf and the First Tee is because, clubs were leaning perhaps a little bit more into cart revenue, and we were starting to see our caddy programs shrink. So we've done a lot of work in the last 3 years to 5 years, and now we don't have a caddy shortage anymore. We have many young people recognizing that this is the best possible job they could ever have. And we have a lot more kids applying for our scholarship, 100% increase this past year.
Obviously, the GAP community is extremely generous when it comes to the Platt Caddie Scholarship.
They sure are.
However, like universities and colleges around the country, perhaps the best base is those, forgivers are the people who have gone through the program. And you've made a strong push to bring the alumni back into the loop. Could you just touch on that for a minute?
Yeah, Lindsay Myers has done an amazing job in engaging and helping our alumni come together. They've been really collaborative. They've brought back the alumni event that hadn't been around for several years. We have an alumni board now, 1958 Society. We're seeing more and more of our young alumni give to us and want to be involved. And we had a 5-iron event this past winter that many of our alumni were meeting our current students and making those great connections, and that's something we're really proud of.
Well, time well served for Tina Gregor and the J. Wood Platt Board. I couldn't thank you enough for all your vision and your leadership.
It's been a privilege. It's been a privilege.
You're going to have a lot of free time now.
I'll find my way to be involved.
Well, just because of that, we're sitting in the Hyman Room, champion golfer of Philadelphia. We have a 5-time women's champion here at Huntington Valley. So maybe we can add a couple of those to that.
I hope so.
All right, back to you, Harry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tina Gregor, for everything you do along with the J. Wood Platt Caddie Scholarship Fund. Stay with us. Up next, we're going over to Laurel Creek in South Jersey, where recently they played
the PGA Reach Philadelphia Pro-Am.
The J. Wood Platt Caddie Scholarship Trust is the official charitable arm of GAP. The Trust's mission is to financially aid and empower qualified caddies and those working in golf operations in the pursuit of higher education. Over $25 million has been awarded to more than 3,700 caddies. J. Wood Platt's Empower program strengthens scholarship investment dollars by providing our scholars with exceptional benefits. Visit our website, plattscholar.org, to learn more.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. Recently, the Philadelphia section of the PGA held its PGA Hope Pro-Am at Laurel Creek. Here to tell us all about it from the section, Courtney Kirsty.
Short and sweet for local rules today. Format is one best ball of 4.
We're at Laurel Creek today in Marlton, New Jersey for PGA Reach Philadelphia's annual Pro-Am. This is our largest event of the year for fundraising for the foundation, where we bring out program participants to showcase the impact that the foundation has on their lives, as well as sponsors and partners who are able to play golf today.
I'll direct these guys out.
PGA Reach Philadelphia's mission is to impact lives through the game of golf. We do that through our 3 core pillars: youth, military, diversity, and inclusion. And underneath of each of those pillars, we have programming and opportunities that provide individuals with the resources that they need in order to play golf.
As I mentioned earlier, you're going to run into some of our program participants out there today, some of our Hope veterans, some of our kids that are in our diversity scholarship program. So really great way to engage with the folks that benefit directly from your support. So thank you all for that.
Today we have program participants that are out on the course and letting people know about the impact that PGA Reach Philadelphia has had on them. We're really excited to hear their testimonials and for our sponsors and our partners to be able to hear it as well, so that they're able to showcase what PGA Reach Philadelphia is able to do in the game of golf.
This is my 5th season coming out. I started out at the Ben Salem Country Club because that is my hometown. It was very popular. Lots of men. There were about 5 women at this time. It's been a fabulous experience. I'm so grateful for the PGA professionals to come out and give their time for us. helping people with multiple abilities play golf. It's really a wonderful thing to see. It has definitely improved my game. And starting just this past spring, we have the first all-female group at Huntington Valley Country Club. Shout out to Kelly Sanderson, our PGA professional, who is amazing. And the camaraderie with the women and the veterans is unmatchable. It's a beautiful thing, if you will, and all of our golf games have improved, and it's just a fun time, and I'm so grateful that I get to not only golf at these beautiful golf courses, but improve my game at the same time.
It's a great program, get a lot out of it. I've been involved with the foundation for 4 years already, and I like that I get to all these opportunities to play nice golf courses, get a mentor. I learned a lot about, not just about golf, but like college and life and stuff like that.
It's been an amazing journey. When I first heard about it, I saw that you could play and you didn't have to have clubs or anything, so I figured, why not? So I gave it a try, and the first time I hit balls, a couple times, the sound was just amazing and wasn't very far compared to everybody else, but I enjoyed it immensely. The PGA Hope has totally enriched my life. It's given me an opportunity to meet some really amazing people that are kind, supportive, professional. I can't say enough good things about it, and I'm so grateful for today because, you know, it gives us an opportunity to thank people who've been helping support the program.
We'd like to thank our board members, our sponsors, and our partners today. Without their support, this event would not be successful as it is, nor would the foundation be able to operate without their support. So we really appreciate everybody, and we look forward to having this event again and for the support of our sponsors. To get involved with PGA Reach Philadelphia or just to be an ambassador for our foundation, visit pgareachphiladelphia.com. It has information about upcoming events, programs, and fundraising opportunities that we have taking place locally.
Thanks, Courtney. What a great job that PGA Reach does over the course of every year in the Philadelphia section of the PGA.
All right, stay with us. Coming up next, Tee Off.
Our Teed Off panel is brought to you by Lulu Country Club.
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues with our Teed Off panel. We are overlooking the 13th hole here at Lulu, and we are joined by Oscar Mestri. Seems like every time I turn around, he's on the show. Oscar Overbrook, former GAP president. Good to see you.
Great
Big
to
O.
see.
I'm going to call you the Big O. I'm not going to call you what those other guys
I
are.
appreciate that. Thank you, Harry.
Peter Clark, he is the head professional, soon to be director of golf / director of golf at Manufacturers. Peter, always a pleasure. Jim Sullivan, Lula's ambassador to golf, not just for Inside Golf, but everywhere.
Thank you for having me.
Sully can,
as
always has his little fire, you know, and he gets excited about talking about the game he loves. Oscar, easy question. It probably has 20 answers. What have been the biggest changes in the game of golf, either on the course or off the course or in a lab someplace over the last 10 years?
Well, it'd be hard to argue that technology hasn't played a role in the game of golf, right? And that's everything, I think, from equipment to lawnmowers, to the electric lawnmowers that are
the automated,
that are going out, and cutting, helping cut down labor expense. I think, you look at all that, and then if you're looking specifically at the game, I think the conditioning that golfers are in today, that the training they're getting earlier in life, and even those of us on the tail end with running out of runway, staying in good golf condition has elongated people's careers in competitiveness in the game.
You talk about technology. One of the biggest changes, I think, is the equipment, the gadgets that are available. You know, I mean, simulators, Peter, have been around probably more than 10 years. I remember seeing them down at the PGA Merchandise Show and, getting a look at that. And people have them in their homes and all this. But the gadgets, swing speed, exit speed, everything can be analyzed. The analytics of golf have taken off. They've exploded.
Yeah, I think the technology, to spin off of what Oscar was saying, technology is definitely the biggest change. I think a scientific approach to the game and to the technology piece in terms of equipment, as well as the scientific approach to our maintenance practices. We have a new superintendent over at Manufacturers who tests our soil at least every month. He does deep cores. He sends them out to different laboratories to get feedback as to what the soil composition is made up, and he's targeting certain areas and he's continually testing. So I think the technology, the scientific approach to golf has allowed us to get just even that much more accurate and dialed in on what the golf course needs to continue to stay in good condition.
So equipment, technology, what else?
Well, and building on that, and really taking a thin slice, thinking about the way the PGA Tour and that level of player strategize and how they're coached to strategize around the golf. So they're taking a lot of the technology and the analytics that they're now able to pull from their own results and what you're supposed to do from 160 yards and what that means you should try to do with your shot or from the tee. They're coaching people to play in a way that none of us, it's not intuitive to any of us. I mean, it's hit the ball as far as you can, because from 110 yards in the rough, even if the rough's this deep, that's better than being at 170 yards
in the middle of the fairway.
It just is, and there's metrics and analytics around that. And it's so counterintuitive to somebody that grew up trying to work your way around the golf course the way you think it should be. You know, a par 4, you're going to try to hit your drive here because that's how you're supposed to go into the green and take and that's an enjoyable part of playing golf to me, is trying to think through it properly and then executing properly. And they've thrown it out with the with the bathwater in that it's no, you're supposed to hit driver everywhere and just avoid hitting it out of bounds. Like the 18th hole here, you're supposed to aim away from the road, or maybe that's a bad example because the clubhouse is on the other side, but the 13th hole here, where the out of bounds is on the left, you just aim out in the right rough and hit it as far as you can, and it's kind of like, this doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like I'm supposed to play golf that way. So it's a thin slice of the analytics and the technology because it affects everywhere, but that's the part that I see most different over these 10 years then.
Oscar, before we were talking, you mentioned to me at Overbrook this year, they're going to move bunkers around,
right?
And we were kind of half joking about how now they'll push him out to 320 off the tee, and you're glad because you only hit it 310 now. You know what I mean?
309.
Here's a guy, I won't give his age, but he's north of 60. And did you ever think 20 years ago you'd be saying, yeah, if you put it at 320, that's okay, just don't put it at 310?
No, it's just it blows my mind. I've seen it enough competing in the Open division, and now at Overbrook playing with that next generation of player. We've got players 14 to 18 years old that fly at 310, 320. I mean, it's just incredible. Probably more than 320. That in the best of dreams I ever had, that never happened.
That's not, and it's not going to happen.
And,
Peter, you give a lot of lessons.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and Sully talked about how now just get up there and wail at it as hard as you can with your swing, and if it goes in the rough, don't worry about it, because like he said, it's better to play at 110 out of the rough than 160 out of the middle of the fairway. How does that influence or impact what you do with students who are learning the game?
Yeah, so distance is an important factor. I think golf has gotten a little too distance crazed. I think that also factors into what we've done on the golf courses. We've taken down a lot of golf trees on the course, which has allowed us to play that bomb and gouge type of game. I find it effective for good players. Long hitting, good players who can capitalize and use their length to their advantage. But with that in mind, I have my 15 handicapper who struggles with contact on the practice facility on the driving range. I don't want him hitting out of thick rough. I want to keep him in position. It's a lot about managing your game. I think more of the old style, as Jim was mentioning, where I really think the cool part about golf is the different ways you can play. And yes, this is the new hot way of playing, but it's not the right way for every player. Mm-hmm. And every player, if they play their way, they will play their best.
Is your swing speed higher now than it was 20 years ago?
I've never been big on that. I've measured it. What I can say is I carry the ball as far now as I did kind of at my best. If I'm playing well now, I probably carry the ball 275. And when I was at my best, I don't think I carried it further than that.
Right.
Now 25 years ago, if I carried it 275, I was well long enough to be pretty successful at golf. Today, that's much shorter relative to my competition.
Yeah. Changes in the game. There are numerous, and some are good, some are bad. But sometimes it takes, the individual to find out what's best for them in these changing times. We'll be back, more of Inside Golf in just a moment.
When you vacation in Montgomery County, PA, your money worries get a vacation too.
Oh, you got to get your value. feel free to explore the soldiers' huts.
Free?
$4, that's it? Keep the lettuce coming, Diane.
Parking is free!
Hey, it's free!
With so many affordable things in Montgomery County, go ahead. Freak out.
For over 2 decades, First Tee has created experiences that build character. We believe every kid deserves to feel supported, safe to try something new, and to be prepared for what comes next. We develop their swing, but more importantly, their inner strength. Because we know what's inside doesn't just count, it changes the game. Come join us at First Tee.
Hi, Tony Salucci with the Beacon Group of Companies. If your company has between 50 and 500 employees enrolled in your health insurance plan, there's a really good chance we can reduce your costs significantly and increase the benefits employees receive. How do we do it? We put you together with several thousand employers of a similar size across the country so your company can get amazing buying power. Schedule a conversation with one of our employee benefits specialists today at mybeacongroup.com.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of the Inside Golf. You know, I'm standing in front of the iconic clubhouse at Aronimink Newtown Square. I'll be back here next week with our guest, Tom Coyne. He's an author. He is an editor. He is a golf course owner. He is the everyman of golf. And he loves telling stories. And we're going to hear some of them next week. Tom Coyne, right here on Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue. Thanks for joining us again this week. We'll see you next week on Inside Golf.
The 27th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf, the First Tee of Greater Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, and Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia section of the PGA.